So if you watch my E3 2016 video, you would know that one of the games I'm looking forward to the most is of course Resident Evil 7. And if you didn't watch my E3 2016 video, that means you're probably not subscribed to the channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. But Resident Evil 7 is a game I'm really looking forward to. Resident Evil is a franchise that I just love to death. Ever since I played the first Resident Evil, back when I was about 12 or 13 years old, the series always stuck with me, and I was always really interested in it. It was so different and so unique. And things sort of changed. When they released Resident Evil 4, it was definitely more of an action game, more so than a survival horror game, but it was still pretty fun. 5 and 6 kind of lost their direction, but there were spin-off games that were really good that were released around that time as well. You had stuff like Resident Evil Revelations, which I thought was a fantastic game, and of course games like The Umbrella Chronicles, which was a fun sort of arcade-style shooter. So Resident Evil 7 is definitely on my list because it's different. They've really done a lot of different things with this game, and they're really making it a unique Resident Evil game. It has a different perspective, it has a different feel. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing sort of the lore of the game. I haven't really been following many spoilers, so I'm curious. Am I gonna see people like Chris Redfield? Am I gonna see Jill? Am I gonna see Barry? Am I gonna see Leon? Are these characters gonna make an appearance? Is Ada Wong gonna be in the game? Wesker, of course. So Resident Evil 7 definitely has my attention, and of course with any AAA title, there's going to be a collector's edition of the game. And the collector's edition of the game was leaked via GameStop of Italy, and there's a problem with it. There's something missing in the collector's edition. But what could that be? So like I said, GameStop of Italy has leaked what is in the collector's edition of Resident Evil 7, and there is some cool stuff. I'm not a huge collector of collector's editions, but I do have some. Games like my Xenoblade over here, which is a really cool collector's edition. Came with an art book, came with a soundtrack on a MP3 soundtrack on a USB drive that was made out of metal. Really cool little trinkets. So Resident Evil 7, what sort of things do they have involved? Well, let's find out. So the first thing that will be in the Resident Evil 7 Collector's Edition is a 20th anniversary Resident Evil art book. Now, Resident Evil art is pretty interesting, and the fact that it's 20th anniversary means that they're going to cover a lot, probably the whole span of the games. Now, I have a book called the Resident Evil Archives, which released back in about 2005, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So an art book about Resident Evil, 20th anniversary stuff, that's really cool to me. There are also 5 limited edition lithographs. Now, once again, that's not a huge thing to me, but they are cool. There was a really cool lithograph in that Xenoblade Chronicles X Collector's Edition. So, while I'm not a huge fan of those, I'm not a huge collector, still a nice little thing. There's also going to be 3 alternative covers to the game, so you can kind of switch it out and get what you want. And that's kind of becoming popular right now. A lot of people seem to be making their own cover art for games because for whatever reason they're not satisfied with the standard cover art. So once again, that's a nice little bonus. In true 2016 gaming fashion, you also get exclusive DLC in the collector's edition of the game. Now, that's sort of is becoming a commonplace thing. You get a season pass if you buy a collector's edition. In this case, you get exclusive DLC. Now, is that timed exclusive, or is that always going to be exclusive? That's not really, I don't think it's been confirmed either way. I could be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments below. But once again, that is a nice incentive to pick up the collector's edition, although I do hope it releases at a later date for non-collector edition picker-uppers. You also get a 16 gig USB drive that looks like a severed finger. And severed fingers are cool. Not everyone has a severed thumb like I do. But, for people that don't have severed fingers, that is a cool little pickup there, because obviously the severed finger was a part of the demo, and I'm sure that's going to play into the main game. So, very interesting. It's nice to have a little 16 gig severed finger because you can creep people out with it. And finally, of course, this game is taking place in a very creepy house for at least a good portion of it, and you get a full-scale sort of model of the house. And it looks pretty impressive. It looks really nice. It looks really detailed, and that's going to be something I think is going to be worth a lot of money because people are going to lose that. People are going to break that. So if you manage to keep yours intact, that's going to be awesome to have in your collections. So this collector's edition is retailing for 99 euros according to GameStop of Italy, who has an exclusive on that. Now, I don't know if in the US that will be a GameStop exclusive as well, but at least in Italy it is 99 euros, which equates to, about $120 roughly. in North America. So what's wrong with this collector's edition then? I said it was missing something. I just listed off a whole bunch of cool stuff, right? Well, yeah, it's missing one thing. The freaking game! It doesn't come with the game. You're gonna buy this collector's edition for over $100 and it doesn't come with the game? What is this?
What is this?
Could you imagine buying a collector's edition for something like, I don't know, let's say Aladdin, and what you get in the Aladdin thing is a signed poster of the genie by Robin Williams' third son, second twice removed cousins, uncle's nephews, landscapers, dog, with a little paw print on there. You get a DeviantArt poster of Princess Jasmine in a skimpy bikini, and you get the guy from Full House who voiced Aladdin, Scott Wiener, to show up at your door and sing a whole new world. Like, and you don't get the Blu-ray, you don't get the DVD, but you get all that other stuff too. Like, why are you selling a collector's edition based on a collectible item and then not have the collectible item in the collector's edition? That defeats the whole purpose of the collector's edition. The point of the collector's edition, the collection editions would not exist if it wasn't for Resident Evil 7. So for you to not put the game into the collector's edition of the game is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. Who is going to buy this? Why would I spend $60 to buy a game and then spend an additional $120 just to get the extra stuff? Why not just make a separate bundle if you're not going to do that for, like, I don't know, $150 that comes with the game? Or don't even make a limited edition bundle that does not include the freaking game. Like, this is just the shits. This is the shits. This is the video game industry we are in 2016, where you buy a collector's edition of a video game and do not get the video game. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the lack of a video game and a collector's edition of a video game in the comments section down below. On the screen, you will see some other videos. Make sure you check those out. Make sure you hit subscribe over here if you enjoyed this video. And if you really want to, check out my Patreon and, help a brother out a little bit. I will catch you guys next time. Later.